So right now, I think it was posted yesterday, but I just found out about the news right now. The pay-per-view sales for the Jake Paul versus Tyron Woodley have been released. And to my shock, maybe I overestimated Jake Paul's star power, but it only sold 500,000 pay-per-view buys. But the Ben Askren fight sold 1 million pay-per-view buys. And that just shows you that Triller could probably sell a fight much better than Showtime. Especially for these younger audiences. They all know Triller. I even saw yesterday they were doing Fat Joe and Ja Rule. I don't really follow hip-hop like that, but I remember Fat Joe. I remember Ja Rule. I think 50 Cent dissed him back in the day. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. So these guys do rap battles. I believe even Eminem dissed Fat Joe, but you guys correct me if I'm wrong. My hip-hop game is not like how I used to be. I used to really like hip-hop pre-2015. Then I got into Arabic music. I used to listen to a lot of American rap, a lot of 90s rap. Used to listen to Nas, Tupac. I used to have all their albums. Had every Eminem album from like Slim Shady LP, Marshall Mathers LP, Eminem Show, Encore, Relapse, Refill. What's that one? The one he made in 2010, Recovery. I had a bunch of CDs for Tupac, Biggie, Nas, Big L, all those guys. But I don't listen to American music anymore. I don't listen to Arabic music now. Everyone got to go back to their culture. And sometimes I get an accent when I make these videos. I don't know why. I was born and raised here. Never been back to the old country. But I get an accent sometimes. I don't know why. It just happens out of nowhere. But let's get back to the topic. Jake Paul versus Tyron Woodley only sold 500,000 pay-per-view buys. It just really shows that these type of circus events would be sold better on Triller. But I want you guys to comment in the comments below. What fighter in his fourth fight could sell 500,000 pay-per-view buys? I believe it was $85 a buy. So let's do some quick maths. I know quick maths, I think it's a meme. But correct me if I'm wrong. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below what quick maths is. Whenever I say quick maths, my little brother usually starts making fun of me. So 500,000 pay-per-view buys for $85 a piece is $42.5 million. Let's say the gate brought in anywhere between $2 to $5 million. That's up close to $50 million. And I didn't really believe the figures for the undercard. I'm telling you guys right now. Other than Amanda Serrano, not a lot of guys got paid well. Because Frank Warren wanted to get his fighters on that card just for the exposure. That's what smart and alt promoters do. They try to look for exposure for the fighters. Not like, I know Bob Arum did the real good thing yesterday, and he's being... Bob Arum's had a really good year. But he has received a lot of criticism for bashing Terence Crawford in public. Like how we bashed Floyd Mayweather Jr. 15 years ago in public. Good promoters don't do that, Bob. Even though you're a Hall of Fame promoter, it's not right. You're not supposed to attack your fighter. It's your fighter's job. It's your job to get your fighter exposure, especially when your fighter performs. Like Daniel Dubois was trending after the Jake Paul Tyron Woodley fight. You know why? Daniel Dubois is not a charismatic guy, but he's an explosive fighter. And Terence Crawford, to my knowledge, has stopped everyone he's fought in the past 5 years. That's incredible. That's incredible. That's a longer streak than even Deontay Wilder. Like at the top level, Deontay Wilder did not go 5 years knocking out everyone. At the top level, because he beat Stavron by decision, and 3 years later, he drew with Tyson Fury. So let me make sure. Terence Crawford stopped Cal Brook in 4, stopped Mean Machine in 9, stopped American in 6, stopped Jose Benavidez Jr. in 12, stopped Jeff Horn in 9, stops Julius Ndingo in 3, stopped Felix Diaz in 10, stopped John Molina in 8, Last time he went the distance was against Victor Pistol, where he won by shutout and dropped him twice. And before that, he stopped Henry Lundy, Derry Jane, Thomas Delorme. So before that, he had a decision win against Raymond Baltron, 2014. So in 7 years, Terence Crawford has only had one decision victory. Everything else has been knockouts. It's all explosive knockouts. He's always giving us a show. He's always exciting in the ring. So when you got a fighter like Gennady Golovkin, that's extremely exciting in the ring, like a Daniel Dubois, like even Anthony Joshua, but he's not as charismatic on the mic, which I think Terence Crawford is very charismatic. I saw him when he confronted Errol Spence Jr. No, he's the guy that can sell a fight. It's really the promoter's fault why that guy is not a superstar, especially when you got, in my opinion, I know this is going to sound crazy, but in my opinion, the most talented welterweight of all time, the most talented lightweight of all time, the most talented light welterweight of all time. Not the most accomplished, not the greatest, but the most talented. If you had to pick one guy to win an all-time tournament at welterweight, I'd pick Terence Bud Crawford. Believe it or not, I'd pick Terence Bud Crawford. Call me crazy. Call me living in the moment. I know I'm the same idiot that thought Kell Brook could win against Terence Crawford, because I underestimated Terence Crawford's power at welterweight. I thought Kell Brook would be too big for him at welterweight. Kell Brook did not prove to be in the slightest too big. It seemed like Terence Crawford was bigger in fight night. So I gotta apologize, Terence Crawford. And if I pick against you and I'm wrong, I'm not hating you. I was not hating on Crawford. You see me, I'm giving all the praise, the highest praise you can ever give a guy. But I think Terence Bud Crawford is the most talented welterweight of all time. Not the most accomplished, not the most greatest, but if you had to pick one guy in a tournament against like the 8 best welterweights of all time, like you put in there, I know this is going to sound crazy, you put in there Sugar Ray Robinson, Sugar Ray Leonard, Tommy Hearns, Roberto Duran, who else? Floyd Mayweather Jr., Manny Pacquiao, Miguel Cotto. I'd pick Terence Crawford to win that tournament. Call me crazy. Swap Miguel Cotto with Oscar De La Hoya. Call me crazy, but I got Terence Crawford. The only guy I see him giving him trouble, or the only guy that might beat him, in my opinion, is Oscar De La Hoya. I think he's just his kryptonite. But I think Oscar De La Hoya, if he ran into Manny Pacquiao or Floyd or Sugar Ray Leonard or Tommy Hearns in the first round of that hypothetical tournament, he'd get outboxed. Maybe a prime De La Hoya would be a prime Manny Pacquiao. Yeah, I think he would. But I don't think any version of De La Hoya beats Mayweather. I don't think so. But I also don't think any version of Mayweather beats Crawford. Styles make fights. Don't ever forget, Ken Norton and Joe Frazier both beat Muhammad Ali. And they beat him. I thought Ken Norton beat him all 3 times, to be honest. They all beat Muhammad Ali. And George Foreman dominated both Ken Norton and Joe Frazier. But guess what? Muhammad Ali dominated George Foreman. Put that in your brain. And let me know what you guys think about the Jake Paul versus Paul Woodley. I know this was supposed to be a video about Jake Paul. And I was talking about, I think, like 90 different topics. We started about hip-hop. And we was even talking about Terence Crawford being the most talented welterweight of all time. But let me know what you guys think. They only sold 500,000 pay-per-view buys. Was that good or bad? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Like and subscribe if you guys enjoyed the video. And Sadiq Boxing out.